Welcome back to BizIntel, our weekly news brief that takes a closer look at the subtle shifts quietly reshaping the global economy and technology landscape. Over the past week, developments around artificial intelligence have continued to spread well beyond the boundaries of pure technology, reaching into energy infrastructure, hardware supply chains, capital markets, as well as consumer and corporate behavior. From data centers drawing ever-growing amounts of electricity to tens of billions of US dollars flowing into chips and equipment, and on to real-world AI trials in retail, healthcare, and services, the AI picture is becoming increasingly visible across multiple layers of the economy. As major technology companies accelerate the integration of AI into their products and platforms, industries once seen as only loosely connected, from energy and infrastructure real estate to finance and retail, are now beginning to feel direct impacts. At the same time, stock markets and investors are closely watching new signals ranging from corporate valuations and capital raising activity to fluctuations tied to chips, data, and energy demand. In this week's bulletin, we highlight the most notable recent developments at the intersection of AI and global business. The goal is not analysis or forecasting, but to offer a concise snapshot of what is unfolding, which sectors are being most visibly affected, and how companies, investors, and consumers are responding to the rapidly expanding AI wave. Infrastructure energy data centers. The AI wave is shifting from software into an unprecedented overhaul of physical infrastructure. McKinsey estimates that as much as USD 6.7 trillion will be spent on AI and cloud computing between 2025 and 2030. Of this total, USD 4.4 trillion will go to IT equipment, including chips, servers, and storage. The remainder includes around USD 1 trillion for labor, materials, and land to build data centers, and nearly another USD 1 trillion for electromechanical equipment and fiber optic networks. U.S. power utilities have announced USD 1.1 trillion in planned investments over the next 5 years to meet AI-driven electricity demand. This level of spending is roughly double that of the past decade, delivering regulated utilities guaranteed returns from projects lasting 20 to 30 years. In Texas, for example, ERCOT has approved a USD 9.4 billion Phase 2 expansion of its ultra-high voltage transmission grid, part of a broader USD 33 billion master plan. The natural gas sector is also seeing a revival, with USD 50 billion in new pipeline projects planned. The CEO of EQT Corp has announced a gas supply deal for an AI data center project in Homer City with capacity of up to 4.4 gigawatts. Williams Coss has likewise assembled a USD 5.1 billion project pipeline to directly power data centers. Supporting this momentum, the SPEED Act, aimed at accelerating infrastructure permitting, was passed by the U.S. House of Representatives on December 18th. AI is creating a massive energy challenge. Data centers in the U.S. are projected to consume up to 12% of national electricity demand by 2028. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has previously spoken of a goal to reach computing capacity equivalent to 250 gigawatts by 2033, roughly the output of 250 nuclear power plants. This pressure is pushing major players such as Microsoft, Google, and Amazon back toward nuclear power, while also driving investment into emerging clean energy sources such as geothermal and fusion. At the same time, a new generation of cloud infrastructure is taking shape. Startups like Nscale and FluidStack have raised billions of dollars to build server systems dedicated to major AI companies such as OpenAI and Anthropic. This has triggered an intense race around cooling technologies. Excelsius recently raised USD 65 million for advanced cooling solutions designed to cut power consumption. The timing is notable. coming just as the CEO of NVIDIA stated that the company's next-generation computers may no longer require power-hungry external cooling systems. These shifts are driving sharp movements in financial markets. Shares of SanDisk surged 27% in a single day on rising demand for AI data center memory after having already increased more than fivefold the previous year. By contrast, traditional cooling equipment makers have come under pressure. Modine Manufacturing fell 7.5% following comments from NVIDIA's CEO, with data center vacancy rates down to just 1.6%, a record low. Many industry veterans say they are witnessing an infrastructure boom unlike anything they have seen in their careers. Chips hardware AI equipment. At this year's CES, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang made a high-profile appearance, clad in a crocodile leather jacket, and unveiled a slate of new products, with a total of 10 press releases issued. The spotlight was on the next-generation AI chip platform dubbed Vera Rubin. Wall Street, however, appeared largely unmoved. NVIDIA shares barely budged, even slipping a few cents in after-hours trading. Analysts said the market had already priced in the Rubin news well in advance. NVIDIA is pushing deeper into what it calls AI for the physical world, introducing Alpamayo 1, a fully integrated end-to-end AI system for autonomous driving that is being broadly shared with the developer community. The technology will be deployed in the new CLA lineup from Mercedes-Benz, expected to hit roads in Europe and the US in the first half of 2026. For safety, the vehicles will run two systems in parallel: the new AI stack alongside conventional autonomous software, creating a redundancy mechanism that Jensen Huang says is currently unmatched elsewhere. In another bold move, NVIDIA struck a USD $20 billion deal on Christmas Eve to effectively acquire the engineering team and core technology of startup Grok. Jensen Huang said Grok's chips offer near-instant response times, making them particularly well-suited for consumer devices such as smart glasses. He added that Grok's leadership agreed to the deal because they recognized how difficult it would be to survive independently under pressure from big tech giants. In China, policy factors are tightening the chip supply chain. Beijing has reportedly instructed technology companies to temporarily halt purchases of NVIDIA's H200 chips to reassess import conditions, even as the US has eased some restrictions. At the same time, Chinese authorities are considering requirements for domestic firms to source a portion of their AI chips from local producers. The report notes, however, that NVIDIA's H200 still has no true substitute for training the most advanced AI models. Despite these hurdles, Chinese startup DeepSeek is expected to release its flagship V4 model around the Lunar New Year in mid-February. V4 is anticipated to outperform both Claude and GPT in programming tasks, thanks to its ability to handle very long and complex prompts. Notably, DeepSeek is believed to have gained access to thousands of NVIDIA's latest Blackwell chips through indirect and unofficial import channels. Beyond NVIDIA, major technology players are accelerating investments in AI hardware. Qualcomm introduced the Dragonwing IQ-10 chip for humanoid robots and rolled out new Snapdragon processors for personal computers, aiming to push AI directly onto end-user devices. Samsung is embedding AI more deeply into home appliances, enabling voice-controlled refrigerators and TVs that automatically adjust volume for clearer dialogue. In robotics, Mobileye spent USD $900 million to acquire startup Mentee Robotics, signaling ambitions beyond autonomous vehicles. On the infrastructure side, Marvell paid USD $540 million to acquire XConn Technologies to improve inter-chip connectivity and efficiency. Meanwhile, industrial giant Bosch has committed more than USD $2.9 billion to AI and manufacturing over the coming years. Finally, startup Elorian, founded by former engineers from Google and Apple, is raising a USD 50 million seed round. Its goal is to develop AI models capable of combining multiple data types, from images and audio to sensor inputs, enabling machines to better understand and interact with the physical world. Big Tech rolls out AI. Turning to the search giant, Google is showing formidable momentum as its parent company Alphabet has officially overtaken Apple to become the world's second most valuable company. With a market capitalization of USD 3.885 trillion. Sundar Pichai's strategy is clear: make Gemini AI ubiquitous in everyday life. Through a strategic partnership with Samsung, Google plans to embed its AI into 800 million devices by 2026, ranging from Galaxy smartphones and smart glasses to household refrigerators and TVs. A separate high-profile deal is also reportedly under negotiation to allow Gemini to power Siri on the iPhone, signaling Google's quiet push to influence user experience across the entire mobile ecosystem. Not every tech giant, however, is enjoying an unchallenged victory, particularly Amazon, where undercurrents are becoming increasingly visible. Internal engineers have acknowledged that the company's in-house Nova models still lag behind the performance and intelligence of technology from partner Anthropic. The dependence has grown so pronounced that some employees have reportedly dubbed Amazon's AI Amazon Basics, a label more commonly associated with low-cost products than cutting-edge innovation. As Amazon Web Services growth slows markedly compared with rivals such as Microsoft and Google, Amazon has taken a painful step, cutting 14,000 management positions to redirect capital toward its most critical AI bets. Meanwhile, OpenAI is pushing to move AI beyond the confines of a conventional chatbot, positioning it instead as an active agent in everyday life. Sam Altman is steering ChatGPT toward becoming a full-fledged personal health coach, capable of analyzing data from devices like the Apple Watch and Oura Ring to recommend exercise routines and sleep improvements. Today, more than 40 million people reportedly turn to ChatGPT each day for health-related questions. Not to be outdone, Anthropic has announced its own move into healthcare, even as its programming tool Claude Code gains traction with an annualized revenue run rate of USD 1 billion. To retain top talent in this intensifying war for AI expertise, OpenAI has set aside a massive USD 50 billion employee equity pool. At Meta, Mark Zuckerberg is navigating a delicate balancing act between long-term metaverse ambitions and near-term financial realities. Meta's Reality Labs division has posted cumulative losses of around USD 70 billion since 2021, underscoring the heavy cost of its bet on immersive virtual worlds. Finally, the enterprise software market saw a notable move as Snowflake confirmed its acquisition of data observability startup Observe for roughly USD 1 billion. With annual revenue growing rapidly, Observe is expected to become a key piece in strengthening Snowflake's data ecosystem. The deal will allow enterprises to monitor and analyze their systems more intelligently, laying a solid foundation before deploying large-scale AI applications. AI IPOs and the shimmering trap of the new capital markets. Capital markets are undergoing a calculated awakening among private equity firms. For years, PE investors favored traditional software companies for their predictable, long-term cash flows. That relationship is now fraying under a harsher reality. In the AI era, there is little appetite for acquiring legacy software vendors. The evidence is telling. Throughout 2025, SailPoint, backed by Thoma Bravo, stood out as the only tech IPO involving private equity sponsors. Investors are now relearning how to price risk as revenue multiples for applied AI startups have fallen from an average of 65x to around 53x. Even so, major players such as Blackstone have begun placing smaller bets, including USD 50 million into Norm AI. while EQT invested in Lovable, signaling a shift toward AI with clear practical use cases rather than pure foundation model hype. The IPO pipeline is quietly restarting, led by companies that have been in the making for more than a decade. Fitness app Strava, with over 150 million active users, has confidentially filed for an IPO and hired Goldman Sachs as lead underwriter. While revenue last year remained below USD 500 million, Strava posted growth above 50% and has reached profitability. At the same time, AI infrastructure provider Lambda, whose clients include Microsoft and Nvidia, is raising at least USD 350 million ahead of an IPO. The round is expected to be led by Mubadala Capital under a convertible note structure offering a 20% discount to the IPO price, but with pressure to list within 1 year or face additional equity dilution or interest costs. Lambda generated more than USD 520 million in revenue between October 2024 and September 2025, yet remains USD 175 million in the red. Behind the technological sheen lies a brutal talent war, where cash and equity are being deployed at extraordinary levels. OpenAI has set aside an employee equity reserve equal to 10% of company value, or roughly USD 50 billion based on its USD 500 billion valuation last autumn. Stock-based compensation is expected to reach USD 10 billion this year and climb to USD 21 billion by 2030. For comparison, that pool equals nearly 3/4 of the total stock compensation paid by Meta from 2020 through the end of 2025. Despite Meta's revenue being projected at roughly 15 times that of OpenAI. Meanwhile, Anthropic is seeking USD 10 billion in new funding at a USD 350 billion valuation, nearly double its previous round. Its sharpest weapon is Claude Code, a programming tool now generating an annualized revenue run rate of USD 1 billion. In another corner of the market, Ant International is quietly building a payments empire positioned as an alternative to Visa and MasterCard. The unit's 2025 revenue is estimated at USD 3.7 billion, up 25%, contributing nearly 10% of total revenue for Ant Group. Its Alipay Plus network now links more than 40 digital wallets and 150 million merchants, processing USD 1.4 trillion in transaction volume over the past year. While still far below Visa's USD 14.2 trillion, the scale has fueled expectations of an international IPO that could enable investors such as Silver Lake and Warburg Pincus to exit. The article closes with a stark warning for retail investors: AI can be a money pit. As platforms like Charles Schwab and Robinhood promote the democratization of access to private companies such as SpaceX or Anthropic, the reality is that small investors are often last in line, and most likely to overpay. Data show that 80% of specialized ETFs have underperformed global markets or shut down over the past 3 years, rising to 90% after 5 years. Even so, platforms like Robinhood have outpaced rivals such as Coinbase through diversification, with Robinhood shares up 186% over the past year. AI is reshaping how we live, shop, and age. In everyday life, AI is quietly redefining its role. Moving beyond simply answering questions, it is increasingly becoming a proactive personal assistant focused on human health. OpenAI is developing a health coach feature directly within ChatGPT, allowing the system to analyze data from wearables such as the Apple Watch, Oura Ring, and Whoop, and proactively suggest exercise routines and sleep improvements. According to OpenAI, more than 40 million people worldwide ask ChatGPT health-related questions each day, accounting for nearly 6% of total interactions. Notably, just days after OpenAI launched its health vertical, rival Anthropic announced its own entry into the highly promising healthcare market. When it comes to shopping, however, AI faces far more practical obstacles. The core challenge lies in data fragmentation. Information from retailers remains scattered and poorly standardized. To address this, OpenAI has partnered with Stripe to develop a shared standard known as ACP, designed to allow AI systems to communicate seamlessly with stores and payment platforms. OpenAI's ambition is to turn shopping into a major revenue engine, targeting roughly USD 110 billion in revenue by 2030 from free users alone. The road ahead is far from smooth. Data across millions of merchants on Shopify remains inconsistent, prompting major brands such as Away to hesitate before enabling direct in-app purchasing. Meanwhile, Google has moved faster, embedding shopping and payment features directly into its Gemini chatbot. By contrast, Amazon has sparked controversy with a feature that allows AI to automatically purchase items on users' behalf from third-party websites, raising concerns over transparency and product information accuracy. Beyond shopping, Silicon Valley is also witnessing the rise of a new and costly trend: biological age testing. Many in the tech community are willing to spend anywhere from USD 95 to USD 599 per test, whether blood analysis or gut microbiome screening, simply to learn whether their bodies are aging faster or slower than their chronological age. Startups in this space have attracted roughly USD 800 million in investment, including Function Health, which recently raised USD 300 million. Scientists, however, remain cautious, noting that results can vary widely between providers, fueling doubts over whether this represents genuine scientific progress or merely a passing fad. Taken together, these shifts are forcing both companies and consumers to reassess what truly matters. In the electric vehicle sector, Rivian is gaining momentum, posting 85% customer satisfaction, well ahead of Tesla at 69%. Although both delivered fewer vehicles over the past year, Rivian is placing a major bet on a more accessible SUV with a starting price of USD 45,000 to expand market share. Fashion, by contrast, tells a harsher story. Lululemon shares plunged 44% in 2025, triggering a proxy battle led by founder Chip Wilson. To fund the AI race, many corporations are resorting to large-scale job cuts. Meta is tightening spending at its virtual reality division, which has accumulated USD 70 billion in losses since 2021, while Amazon eliminated 14,000 management roles in late October to prioritize its most critical AI initiatives. When AI is no longer cheap, who will pay the price for this game? This past week's developments make one thing clear: AI is no longer just software, as we once thought. It has entered a phase of massive physical infrastructure build-out, with total investment reaching USD 6.7 trillion. Alongside the return of nuclear power and natural gas, AI is steadily reshaping how the world produces and consumes energy. Behind those striking numbers, however, lie mounting pressures. Technology giants are spending tens of billions of dollars on the future while simultaneously cutting thousands of management roles to rein in costs. Even within these companies, skepticism is growing, with many employees questioning the real value of the products they are building. Add to that enormous losses, such as USD 70 billion in virtual reality, and companies are increasingly forced to justify to society an AI race that is consuming ever more electricity and capital. What is increasingly evident is that AI is no longer a story of lines of code. It has become an intense competition centered on energy, hardware, and investment capital. In this phase, true value lies not in marketing narratives, but in how technology tangibly improves everyday life, making shopping more convenient, healthcare more effective, or mobility safer. So what do you think? Will this wave of massive infrastructure investment usher in a new era of growth, or are we building a system that is simply too expensive relative to the real benefits it delivers? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching BizIntel. We look forward to seeing you again in the next video.